Okay, it's a Monday and we're getting going here. Thanks for tuning in. The Modern Eater Show continues as our audience gets here. We're going to get right to work today. There's a lot of ground to cover. And it's Monday, March 51st or 420. It's April 20th and it's day 36 out of 57. 21 days to go until that reopening point of May 11th. But then hold the presses. Here it is. Greg Hollenbach, Jay Parker here with you from Studio Kitchen, Colorado. This reads from the Denver Post. Here's a headline. The mayor spoke today. The Denver restaurant shutdown was set to end May 11th, but will likely be extended, Mayor Michael Hancock says. We all kind of anticipated the reopening of restaurants will be a slow go at it. And what they'll look like as we start to reopen and see what this city looks like. We don't know what businesses are going to exist. We don't know what's going to be left. Obviously, restaurants are on the top of our mind, being in the service industry, but we have no idea. Day to day, the truths change, new information comes out, and we're just taking it in stride along with you. None better. She joins us on the broadcast today. It's 2:07 in the Mile High City, and Chef Dana Rodriguez from Working Class and Super Mega BN. Chef, here we are. Welcome.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi, Chef. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Yes, no, thank you. And we've been wanting to catch up for some time, and it's good to see you. You've got your mask ready to go if you need it, and the gloves are on. Yep, put it over the head. Where do we begin? Let me just get your initial reaction, Chef, before we get started. Denver Mayor Michael Hancock says today in a news conference that the shutdown was set for May 11th, but will likely be extended. Does that surprise you at all?
Not at all. And I agree with him, actually, for once.
Yes. What do you agree with about that? Are we ready?
I don't think we're ready to reopen. You know, it's a lot of questions through the restaurant, through the customers, to our staff. And our business, you know, I don't think open that quick is the best idea. You know, we don't have a vaccine. We don't have answers about our restaurants are so different. You know, every single place, it's so different. Our restaurant is like 1,000 square feet dining room. Opening at 50% capacity, it will kill my business in a week. Like, I would not be able to make the money to reopen. Inventory is like $40,000. What if someone gets sick after a week that I reopen? We have to close again. Then that's when I'll be done forever. So I think it's very important that we understand everything. And the most important thing is to try to keep ourselves, our customers, and our employees healthy. And I don't think we're ready for that. There is not answers there. How many people sick? What we can do if someone gets sick? Like, it's a lot of questions. So I prefer to be doing what we're doing so far. It's takeout and deliveries, and that way we make our rules only control so much inside our doors. But if people is allowed to come to our business, it's only so much that you can control. If big groups showed up, what are you gonna do? You're gonna shut the door? All of those things it's a lot of things going on. So I agree with him that if we're not ready, we just should stay the way that we are.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. A large audience today tuning in and watching Chef Dana Rodriguez from, you're at Super Mega BN or Working Class today, Chef?
Yes, I'm on Working Class today.
So there's a lot to unpack from what you just said there. And I think the most important thing that you said, Chef, was each individual restaurant has super different nuances. You could have a very large dining room to where if you were at 50% capacity, you probably wouldn't feel it. You have a nice intimate restaurant there to where every seat and every turn counts.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've been watching all the emails. I've been watching what everybody tried to do. And I think, you know, I can compare myself to Cheesecake Factory. They have bigger dining rooms. Right here, I can see probably 10 people at the time. This restaurant used to do 400 covers a night. So you can see the difference in between making 50, 60 covers a night, even if my payroll is pay through the loan. At how my server is gonna get to your table, how the bartender is gonna get you a drink, how many line cooks are I'm allowed to have, and 6 feet. My kitchen is 12 feet. Like I have 2 people and that's it. So it's a lot of things that I don't think it will be working for me. But like I say, everybody is thinking in a different way. It's so hard to make a decision for tomorrow.
Sure.
I have an order for the hospital for 200 people. How many people should I bring? We need to be safe. We need to be careful about what we order, how much we prep, how many people we have on the schedule, and you can plan for a week. So that's the biggest concern.
So, hearing from you, and I agree with you completely, Chef, is safety and liability. They kind of go hand in hand, but just making sure everybody's safe. Now, even if we could open the doors May 11th, right, and it's your call on how you open the doors, would it even be beneficial for you to open it all, or would you? I guess the better question is, what would it take for you to want to reopen your doors and feel confident that you could do a good business that was profitable?
I think to me and my partner, the most important thing right now is if we don't have a solution for the problem, if there is not a vaccine, if there is not something to help us to get better, it's not worth it for me to reopen. Even if the governor say, hey, you're ready to go in a full force, and I would not take a risk for myself, my employees, or my customers, I would not open. It's not about what people think is right or wrong at this point. Everybody has to make a call on be safe. And I think that's one of the most important things. At the end of the day, if you lose your business, well, you don't lose your people, you don't lose your employees, you don't die. It's like it's more important to really take the step. If there is not a solution, it's not about the money, it's not about the loans. All of that is helpful, obviously, but if we don't have an answer about this virus to be out of our lives, then it's not worth it to reopen a business.
Thank you guys for joining us. And on the stream, if you have a question for the chef or you would like to ask her anything, feel free. Head over to the Modern Eater Facebook page and drop that comment on the stream. We appreciate each and every one of you to join us today. And again, Denver Post headline reads, it's breaking news. The Denver restaurant shutdown was set to end May 11th, but will likely extend, Mayor Michael Hancock says. This is the first time that Chef Rodriguez says that she's actually agrees with the mayor. And I think that we saw that coming to where we're not going to just be able to jump right back into it, Chef. Safety is at the top of your mind, but I have to ask you the question about money. Well, at some point, you need to reopen your doors and resume business to some sort of normalcy. How long can you hang on not opening your doors as a group or as a restaurant group?
I mean, we have a meeting last week and we're talking about it all depends on the rules that they are out there on the street, right? So one thing that I was asking, I want to have the choice to open when they say we're ready to open, or to delay that for my own sanity. I can, if we do deliveries and takeout, I think we'll make enough money to at least pay the people that is working right now and to put a little bit on savings. So when you reopen, you spend the money on your business. I think for me, that in my head for a week. Maybe there is not a proof of that, but what are the consequences of that? Shutting my business, and with all the food that I already waste and I'm already bring, and all the employees that are back, we're done. We're done forever if that's gonna be the case. So I think it's very important that, to me, is be very smart and make the smart decisions. Like I say, this doesn't apply for other bigger restaurants or bigger corporations. I only speaking for myself because my restaurants are very, very small. And I used to do business with volume. Like I have to do 300, 400 covers a night to be able to make money to save the business. Well, right now, I would not risk that. So I think it's something different for every individual restaurant owner these days.
Yeah. Upon reopening, when you do reopen your dining rooms and your bar, do you anticipate anticipate inflation will kick in with your menu items or your libations? Is the bar going to be more expensive? Are the meals going to be more expensive? How do you account for that, chef?
I mean, that's one of those things that, like I talked earlier, you cannot plan what's going to happen because you don't know. One of the things that we're carrying up right now, people, when they pay for their meals, obviously we are on this together. Everybody's on the same boat. So that's very important to remember those things. It doesn't matter who you are, how much you have, what size of business, what kind of business. We are all in this together. One thing that we are talking about, like if we continue doing the takeout, simple as that. You never think you have to add to the food for containers to go. Now it's foil, plastic, go a bag, silverware to go. You actually making, that's gonna be a big difference. So when you reopen, you gotta really think about there is not enough workers on produce. Don't have enough meat right now. We go different stores. So this issue is gonna go far. It's not gonna be solved like in the next 3 months. I believe people is gonna be ready to be outside. Social life is what we do. They want to drink. They want to have. Are we gonna be able to find some food? I don't know. Are we gonna be able to find some good quality produce? I don't know. All of those things are hard to tell right now, and I think that's why it's important that you live your day right now, hour by hour, day by day, week by week, and then you figure it out, and you cross that bridge when you get there.
And you do it with a smile on your face too, chef.
Well, you
So
have.
survive. Yes, you do, or you'll go crazy. And actually, crazy. You know that because your nickname is Loca.
That's right.
Yes. Survival, pivoting, adapting. Those are a lot of things that we're hearing a lot of right now, and I think it deserves it a little bit. But speaking of those things, you've kind of lived your life that way, chef. And correct me if I'm wrong, but English being your second language, you've only been in the States for how long? A decade? How long have you been in the States?
I've been here for 22 years, and I still speak Spanglish, so it's half and
22.
half. It's all messed up, but it's people get what I try to say. I don't know if it's my face, my
It's
smile, or my
perfect.
signs with my hands, or I don't know. They get it.
It's perfect. It's just great for me. But I guess the bigger point of what I'm saying is that you've been kind of used to that throughout growing up in your life of adapting and pivoting and getting better and stronger and surviving. So this is, I mean, I don't mean to say this is another day for you, but it's kind of another day for you.
It's actually another day for me. When we have the first meeting right after we close the restaurant, we all think, well, you can go two ways. We can lose everything that we built in 20 years in 2 weeks. That's what you choose. You can give up or you can just keep trying. And one of those things that my culture always say, hey, you have to keep trying. If you die doing that, at least you try it, right? That's what I've been doing. I don't want to give up. And it's not just because of me. I can just pack my things and be gone and fine. I have a lot of employees that they depend on me. We have a lot of customers that they rely on our food. They love our place. It's a lot of things involved. We always wanted to give something to the communities, to our families, to our employee families, and that's why we're here trying every day. And one thing, like I don't go home and watch the news.
Oh no, chef, if you can, chef, if
Be
you can
still.
hear me, our I'm sorry, Jeff, if you can hear me, our connection probably for the past 30 seconds wasn't fantastic, and you had a lot of great stuff to say. Zach, if you can hear me, could you rearrange in a little different part just to make sure our connection's fantastic? I don't even know where that would be, but I just want to make sure that we could hear the chef. Yeah,
All right.
Zach,
Yeah,
nice enough to take the
it's a lot better here.
fantastic.
Is that better?
Yes. Thank you for doing that. I just want to make sure, and I think we left off talking about adapting and pivoting, Chef. If you don't mind, could you just go over what you were saying again?
I forget everything. No, I'm kidding. It's it's about I try to be very positive in my life. You always try to find a way to make it work, and I think that's why we've been trying at this restaurant. It will be sad that you work 22 years to build something and it's gonna be gone. And again, it's not just for myself; it's for my family, it's for my employees, for their families, for my business investors, for everybody. You have to keep your head healthy. I don't want to get giving up and just say, well, this is it. I think this is a great opportunity to learn how to adjust in life. This it can be you need to make changes day by day, and you just have to learn how to be doing those things in your life. This is what life is about. It make a change, be positive, and try your best.
Oh gosh, I love the attitude, and I'm so glad we're catching up with you today. Mia Parrish, love Dana. Yeah, I think we all do. Let's see. Who else? Betsy Elizabeth says, Dana is a gem in Denver. Wishing you the best. Stay well, chef. And that's really, yeah, here's the cool thing. Denver's got such a great community of people supportive and really just want to rally around you. Now, chef, what has been working for you? What's your model right now? I know you're working very hard to not only feed your community of people, but others around you. Can you just give us an idea of what you guys are doing for business right now?
I think it's very important to tell you that, at one point, right when all of this started, me and my two business partners, we sit together and we say, well, we can wash our hands and walk away and be done, or let's do something. So we all three agree. We came from a different backgrounds, but I think at one point we all are so similar in some things. And we decide, even through all of this, you have to make something fun. You have to find a good way to keep going. And I think we find a way to adapt and change things really quick. So we start making logos in our windows and like, let's do working class express. Let's turn this into a food truck. Let's see what the people need right now. Your community is going to need you. So what do they need? Let's start making breakfast burritos for all the people that they go to work in the morning. Construction companies, they still working. So we start doing that. We pass a lot of free burritos with a Mexican Coke, and we say, hey, we're going to give you a deal, 2 burritos and Coke for $5. Come on. We send our girls from the restaurant to talk about it. And then we start seeing people on the street. What do they need? They need lunch boxes. We reach to hospitals. What do they need? They working 24/7. They need good meals. Something healthy, something hot, not just cold sandwiches or whatever. So we start making, we look around and we see what people need. So I think that's where we make really quick changes. We've been doing a lot of food for hospitals, for charity events, I don't know, for construction people, for our own employees, like come and work a couple hours, take all the tips. Our regulars are being the most amazing people. I was just talking to Zach a little bit ago. We have these awesome people that they've been at working class every Sunday. So they continue coming every Sunday. They order $60 worth of food, right? And they just drop $500 tips. It's just like, what? So people is still very, very supportive. Mm-hmm. We see our regulars like every day. They come in the morning for breakfast burritos. They come for lunch, and they come on Sunday for fried chicken or dinner time. That's what is keeping our business, and it keeps us so positive and smiling and happy, and find a good way to do it. Another way that Tony is from Detroit. He likes to detail his car. Like, he is amazing at those things. So we decide to do something fun for our employees. We say we just cannot ask people for free money because everybody's on the same boat. We all need something, right? So we decided to create this SOS, Save Working Class, you know, with the snacks. So Tony's doing a car wash details for $250. Everything is going to the staff. I'm doing private dinner for 10 people. That's going to the business. We're doing a buyout on the patio. $500. It's a fucking deal. Sorry.
No, I love your passion, Chef. But go slow. Go slow because people might really want to take you up on this. Talk about the private dinner. Talk about the patio. How people can get involved. Get a hold of you. This may be a new audience to you, Chef. So take the opportunity if you would.
Yeah, I mean everything is on our website, and people is reaching out. I mean the buyout for the patio, we sold out in one night. Like we're like, oh shit, everybody is ready to be outside and eating and drinking, right? And then all that money is going through the employees. So if we take the money now, we take the hit later. I can keep cooking the rest of my life if I still, healthy and all of that. So I'm doing dinners for 6 people with to 10 people. $1,000. We provide the booze if you want a beer dinner, if you want a wine dinner, and I cook for you when it's I can be 6 feet apart from you guys. But,
How about a
no,
tequila dinner or a mezcal
yeah,
dinner?
we will do it later on. You know that. And then we've been doing what else we do. I buy out the entire restaurant for $5,000. So we have a lot of people that they've been doing that. All the gift cards, most of the people is like I give you a little bit of what you pay. What we do is you get if you buy a gift card for $100, right? You still have your $100, but 25% of that right now is going to the employees. Wow. So all of those things are in the fun way to support our people. We want this business to be alive, so everybody has a job. And I think it's important that you find it in a good way, in a fun way. Like, what can I give you so you can help me? I think it's very important. Restaurants are the great and best platform to do a lot of things. That's why we do so many. I do 36 charity events a year. So what I did this time, I said, okay, all of you guys who call me and ask me for a dinner, now I don't want anything for free from you, but I can use your network. Can you send my SOS email to all of your clients? And if one person buy one gift card from each company, I will save my staff for months. So I think it's important that people is thinking to make changes every day. Something new. I mean, I make a special today with horchata. I want to make coffee and Baileys tomorrow morning. It depends on the weather. It depends on everything. Just keep it fun, keep it simple, and I think you'll be able to keep doing this.
If you needed a pick-me-up on a Monday, here it is. We got a treat. She's cheering me up, that's for sure. Chef Dana Rodriguez joins us from Working Class. She's outside there, and we're just talking about all of the innovative and creative things that her and her team have implemented. And the SOS, the Save Our Snacks, is just, that's great. It's brilliant. From the stream, Jeff Reed says, love the halibut ceviche you make. Throw some family-style meals on the patio when you open again, like a party at Dana's. People are really into this, and I don't blame them. As we look to, even when you can open up your dining rooms completely, Chef, what are some of the takeaways that you've learned from now to where you're like, you know what, I think we'll keep that. We'll kind of meld these things or blend them together to slowly ramp our business back up to where this could help mitigate or substitute some of the funds to get you going again. What will you keep?
I mean, we were talking yesterday about what we would do different, right? This restaurant, our kitchen are so small. We only open dinner time, and we close Mondays all the time. So now we have a new clientele. We have a new people coming just for freaking breakfast burritos, including Rick from Raquelita. He's here every morning.
Yes, he is.
We're gonna change that. What we're gonna do? We're gonna start doing that every morning now. From now on. When we reopen, that's going to be another way to keep revenue for places because maybe we're not going to be busy right away. But a little bit more that you can change and do, that's gonna help. So I wish we can still do that.
Chef, I am probably going to be over ambitious because of the connectivity, but would you take us inside your kitchen, please?
Of course.
Great. Chef Dana Rodriguez is going to take us inside the kitchen. Zach, thank you. Zach's on the camera today. I kind of like that, Zach.
Zach who?
Zach Johnston, the spice guy, helping out. And again, I think we're probably going to be a little over ambitious. Those of you that are joining us, welcome to the Modern Eater Show. It is a Monday, and Mayor says it that likely past May 11th that the orders to have restaurants shut down will continue. All right, it is a little loud in the kitchen, but that's okay. We'll settle in, and we're going to hand it back to Chef Dana Rodriguez. Chef, what are you going to whip up for us?
What are you going to make?
I want to show you one of the things that we've been doing for the hospital. I think it's very important that we all think the way that we can help other people while they're helping other people to get healthy. And we've been packing a lot of meals like that. So I'm going to show you a little bit like how I make a mac and cheese for them with mashed potatoes and then some protein and a little bit of salad. So you're going to see what we've been doing at Working Class to keep this fun and helpful.
Cool. Okay, you just keep talking. I'm going to kind of be quiet and just send it away to you. But it's a demo with Chef Dana Rodriguez right now on the Modern Eater Show.
I know it's very loud here because the hood's, but yeah, that's what it is. So.
And Zach, maybe you can keep the conversation going there.
Yeah, so we have some...
We're making right now the mac and cheese. It is, we make some Parmesan cream sauce. You can see it's super thick, so we don't use any flour or anything to make it thick. We just do the Parmesan cheese with onions, garlic, vegetable stock, and we just reduce it until it gets super, super thick. And that's what we're gonna use to make the mac and cheese super creamy.
Something about watching a real chef cook, that makes you more hungry.
I just want to eat immediately.
So how many of these are you doing for hospital tomorrow?
We've been doing like around 200 meals. This morning we did like 60 or 80. And then we do like 100 to 150 burritos in the mornings for a different group of people. Like hospitals too, but in the morning, different shifts and all of that stuff.
That's legit.
Yeah, keeping it going. I mean, when you talk about having to do 400 covers a night to keep it open, and now you're going to pivot and start to do at least 50% just on one deal, it talks about, testament to how hard they've worked to pivot and get things set up again.
Zach on the stream, Betsy Elizabeth says the Spice Guy has the very best spices and spice blends. You know that to be the truth.
Yeah, caveat, that's my mom.
Hey, man, this is Jay here. At least your mom watches.
Oh, at least I know who my dad is.
Well,
Wow.
that's a little that's sensitive for me. We'll tell the viewers about that another time.
Chef? Get down there so we can see what she's doing with her hands.
So
there you go.
Prepping the salad. What kind of sauce are you giving with it?
So we have a preserved lemon vinaigrette, and we try to keep everything on the side so it's nice for them to do it when they get, when
Sure.
the food get out of the hospital. So we do a nice salad, vinaigrette on the side, and then broccoli. Tempura broccoli is everybody's favorite in this salad. And then we have different proteins that we do overnight. So we have braised ropa vieja from Cuba, and you can see like everything's in the oven working right now. So we've been doing a lot of volume on braising meats because that's really good and we can keep it hot for a while. So we do something like that's the protein.
And anybody who hasn't had the lamb dish from Working Class is not living their life to its full potential.
Oh, that's fantastic.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing at all.
So that's one of the meals that we've been doing, like for hospitals. You know, they can choose if they're vegan, vegetarians. We do chicken, we do pork, we do the Spanish rice with a lot of roasted vegetables for vegan people, and for vegetarian we add manchego cheese and goat cheese with a bigger salad. So we have a little bit of everything for everybody, and that way we can meet all the people's needs and all the complex, like buildings around our neighborhood, hospitals, construction, offices that they still open, and all of that stuff. So that's what we've been doing in this kitchen.
Oh man, that's fantastic. Zach, I don't know if she can hear me, but could you ask her about the bar program and what she's doing for that to go right now?
What are you guys doing for to-go drinks?
Oh, we're doing palomas, margaritas. I make horchata, and I make it gluten-free, dairy-free, with coconut milk, and then they can add a shot of rum. So we make something good like that. We have all the bottles of wine. We do old-fashioned. What else we have? And we change that all the time. And also we have aguas frescas for the people that they don't drink. They can have a quart or a pint of cucumber, mint, agua fresca, or like I said, the horchata, and all of those mixes are ready to add booze into it. Or we can mix it for you, and you all set up and happy.
That's
so
fantastic.
what I've been telling everybody, and this is not a joke, to keep your mind healthy, you have to eat, you have to drink, and you have to fuck.
Is that true? Okay, let's take your.
That helps.
Hey, Greg, 1 out of 3 is not bad.
No doubt. Hey, Zach, can you get her back into the dining room so we can finish up this interview properly?
Yep.
I just want to make sure. Did I hear her correctly of the 3 things you need to do?
Greg, you might not understand the third one, but you did hear it.
I truly missed it all, but I can take a guess. I think.
Oh, man. Yes, I could take a guess too. Okay, so we got to spend a little bit of time the last half an hour with Chef Dana Rodriguez, and she's in working class right now and showing us around. And it's been one of these it's my top fivers of all time, Jay. Chef, that was an amazing interview. I mean, I needed that. I think I blushed a little bit on that third piece of advice you gave.
That too.
Have you been following your own advice, Chef?
Of course. I mean, I can't stop any of those 3, so it's what it is, right?
It is what it is.
That helped me a lot to be, at least. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes, there are days that, I was working out the other day. I was telling that to my friends here. I said I was working out, and out of nowhere, I start crying, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I'm not crying for anything. And it's because I wanted to keep working out, but my body is tired. So my legs give up on the bike, and I'm like, this never happened to me before. So we all have up and downs, But I think if we keep talking to ourselves and say, you got this, you're going to make it, just keep smiling, keep being positive, and, keep finding something else to do and think and fun, then maybe you'll be able to not to think a lot about of the bad things that are going to happen, right now in the industry with our families and all of that stuff. So I think it's important to keep ourselves exciting.
I couldn't agree more, Chef. All right, as we leave you here, who are some people right now that you're seeing that are inspiring you, that are keeping you going, that you're seeing doing great things? Give a couple shout outs if you would.
I mean, it's a lot of people, obviously my family, my business partners, but I think the most important thing that I've been thrilled about this is my kitchen. All of those kids, they've been with me for 17 years in a different restaurants. And, it was the first week that we tried to pay our employees until we can before the loans start, coming through us. They still showing up and they say, we will be with you here 4 a.m. to make burritos until 9 p.m.
Wow.
And we need this place to be alive and reopen again. So we all can have our family back. We can have our place back. We can have, that was the most inspired thing to me. They showed up. They don't care if they don't get paid. They are here every morning, and not because they're not on the schedule, because we don't have a schedule. No one is like, oh, I'm going to be late, or I can show up today. Everybody's here ready to go every day. And I think that's why I'm like, why I'm going to give up? If they're all here to try to make it work, I need to be with them. So I think that's one of the biggest things. And, our families are very supportive. Our boyfriends are there working here and they're become our deliveries and whatever. It's just the people around us is what it gives us everything to keep going.
Thank you. Thank you, Chef.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Chef Dana Rodriguez. Great job. Okay, we'll catch up soon. Yes, go support this young lady and her team and the family behind it. You can see the passion and take her advice of the 3 things that you need.
I'm a very fast delivery, and my business partner too. She's already getting some tickets for speeding, so we'll make sure you get your food hot.
Yes. Thank you, Chef.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, Zach, don't hang up. Turn around that camera on you, Zach. There you go.
There we go.
What did you think of that, Zach?
That's nothing new for me from her.
Thank you for going down there.
No surprises. That's the real Dana Rodriguez.
Yeah, that was a good one, right? What would you have asked her if, what did I miss, Zach?
I don't think you missed much. With her, you don't have to ask the question. She'll just tell you what she wants you to know.
Exactly. Hey, thanks for going down there, man. What's going on? What do the streets look like?
Streets are empty, big dog. This place is rocking, though. Getting stuff ready for tomorrow. I'm looking at 5 other restaurants that aren't open.
Yeah, I posted that link to Denver Post article reads the Denver restaurant shutdown was set to end May 11th, but will likely extend. Mayor Michael Hancock says. You appropriately commented. Does that surprise anybody?
No surprise there. I think that might not be as sarcastic as I meant it to be. I think that ends up being one of those things where you might see some weird shit like that happening. Wouldn't be the first time that a restaurant owner got in trouble and lit their restaurant on fire.
You watch too much Goodfellas.
No, I'm realistic.
Even Chef laughed at that. You watch too much Goodfellas. Are you coming back here? Can you bring us something tasty from there, Zach? Would that be
Absolutely
too much to ask?
You've taken up entirely too much of my time today.
You got it. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate it. We're going to jump on there. That was a good time.
Man, I love Chef Dana Rodriguez now.
And why wouldn't you? And I wanted to ask her about her mezcal project, and there's so much that we just want to talk to her about. Mm-hmm. But I think that it was very appropriate to spend that time with her. That's Chef Dana Rodriguez as you continue right here, the Modern Eater Show, 2 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, and then 6 to 8 p.m. on Saturday. Last week I was a little bogged down. Even Saturday with the PPP and the funding, small business funding, and who it went to. And I talked to a few people, and I'm still not. I think at the end of the day, the bottom line are the people like the Chef Dana Rodriguez of the world who are going to do whatever it takes to count on themselves to survive.
Yeah. And that's, probably if you're somebody that is driven like that, then that's clearly your best option, right?
I was going to do a Spice Guy live, but come on.
No, don't do it. Don't do somebody else.
Let's do this.
Who do you like?
Well, I like Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions, and I'll tell you why. Chef Preston Phillips bought a smoker to put down there at his restaurant. So here it is. Preston Phillips, Grind Kitchen and Watering Hole. He bought a smoker from a local company, Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions. Mm-hmm. That smoker is down at Grind right now doing what? It's feeding us. It's feeding our community. That's a cool thing. And you can do the same thing as your backyard needs. They need to develop, and spring has sprung, and you don't want to be left out. Chances are you've been told by your wife or your girlfriend, go outside and don't come back until it's dark. Just stay out in the backyard and find something to do. If you're looking for something to do, guys, in your backyard, you can tell her this. You can tell her, I'm going to get myself a smoker or a grill. Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions. They're on 25th and Federal. They're opening up a new location. Delivery or pickup. You can do the curbside pickup, or they'll deliver it right to your house. I encourage you, go to ProudSoulsBBQ.com to see the assortment of grills and smokers that you can choose from. But meats, pellets, charcoals, wood, seasoning, sauces, grills, and accessories. It's your one-stop shop. It is supporting local. It's 720-612-7324. Or online at ProudSoulsBBQ.com. Chris Franklin joins us. Levers Locavore. Chris, where are you? Are you building another store?
No, still in the same one here. We're just trying to get through this stretch right now.
You're up top, I bet. Are
You
you
got
up?
it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
up where people used to be sitting, eating and drinking, and looking out over the store. So sitting
That's
up top.
That's where the ski lifts are.
You got that. Yeah, a couple chairs from Breckenridge. We repurposed them, put them up in the mezzanine.
Can you show the people what I'm talking about?
Yeah, let's see if I can do it. I can't see myself on here, so we'll have to see how
okay.
that goes.
All right, looks perfect. There they are. Look at those. That's so cool. You got the tables up with them. Last time I was there, it was before the opening. There was no tables there.
Yeah, the tables are actually made out of the old beams from the building here. So when we were doing construction and gutted the place, we wanted to repurpose as much as we could. So, yeah, a lot of history in this building.
Chris joins us. Here's something cool. Just to give a little history of it, I don't know. I'm going to just go back as like 33 days ago exactly. Chris joined the stream. And on the stream, we were having a conversation. And at the end of the conversation, I said, what are you wearing, Chris? And you stood up and it was a lever switch. I said, I need one of those. And I said, but I challenge you. Here's what I challenge you to do. See if you can support other small businesses in the area and wear something different every single day. It's a tall order, especially if you don't have anything. But now there's no excuses, right? Because we can go to Levers Locavore and we can go down to a pop-up shop that you and your team created. And I'll just let you take it from there because it's so cool. And thank you so much for supporting our community.
Cool. Well, thanks. We were, you and I were sitting there chatting about that, obviously, and was trying to think of what could we do to help. And one thing we had was space. We had that, grocery store with the bar attached, a ton of seating, and obviously we couldn't use that. So we decided through working with you and Rebecca, and what could we do with that space? Took those old tabletops and basically made little sort of restaurant shops there. So we're supporting some different ones. I'm actually going to show you a little bit. I brought some of the stuff up here.
Oh, cool.
Right now. So you can just get a feel like this is just a small sampling of what we have. Got Lowdown Brewery. We've got a growler there, Bacon Social House, Deviation Distilling, Mercantile, Brews Beers, Main Shack over in the corner. Of course, Crush Pizza and Tap and Bistro Colorado. Got the fancy toast hats over there as well. So got a lot of different options and ways to come out and support some local restaurants that need it.
Okay, so two things. First and foremost, and most importantly, this is a great way to give back directly to these businesses. There's no cash going into Levers with this. This is money that you get it in and you give it right back.
That's correct. Yeah, we're not taking a penny on any of these. And we're actually adding in some others as we go along. So Union Stitch, for instance, she's doing some masks there. We bought some from her, and then she wanted to kind of do a deal. We'd buy some from her and resell them, and we thought even better is let's just let you take 100% of that money. The last thing in the world I want to do is be making money on masks right now. That just doesn't feel right to me for what we do. As a matter of fact, we're looking to buy a few more masks as we go along. I've got somebody from the neighborhood. Her daughters are trying to support some local businesses. They're coming out here and helping us out. So it's just a great way to work together, team up with some other businesses, show some support for the restaurants that are out there. And we're excited. We've had some good reception so far.
That's what I love about you. You didn't even flinch. You said, okay, here we are. Community means so much to you. And Levers Locavore as well. Talk about Levers, if you would, for a minute, and then we'll go into how we can continue on with this project.
Sure. So, Levers, the original vision with the concept was to have a grocery store focused on local first and then supplementing with some natural and organic items. And, being an independent grocery store in Denver, there aren't too many of us around. And it's not something that, you don't see a lot of new grocery concepts opening up. So we wanted to have that grocery store, bring in some of the best elements of a food hall. We have a bar where you can get some beer and wine, walk around the store. But along the way, we've got some really neat partnerships that we've set up. As a matter of fact, I think you'll like this one. I know one of the concepts has been some local farmers are really taking a hit right now. Earlier this afternoon, I talked with somebody right here in Denver. He's got an urban farm. I'm like, what do you need? And he said, I can't guarantee the consistency for the restaurants over the summer. I'm trying to diversify. So we're working on putting together like a sort of a hybrid CSA pack where when he's got something fresh, he'll bring over some packs. We're supporting his farm. We get a great local farmers market product here in the grocery store. So we're just those sort of unique, creative relationships that the bigger chains can't do right now.
Gosh, that's what gives me those are the things that gets me geeky and gets me going. I love that, and those local relationships. And just think about it, CSA, you could just stop at short and just go, well, come on in and shop produce right here. Yeah. But you're taking it a step further and saying, all right, well, we're going to have this all boxed up and ready to rock and roll for you. And that is just so neat. I love that. Chris Franklin here joins us with Levers Locavore, and we're talking about this project that Rebecca Berry and remind me the name of the gal. I know I can see her right now.
Jen Sebastian. Yeah, Jen. She's been the one here in the store that's just taken this and run with it. And she's got, not only that sort of drive and passion, but she's an artist. She's a baker. She's sort of a jack of all trades. So she knows the business. She knows how to set up a shop and make it look nice. And it's really grown. We put it up the first few days. We weren't getting a lot of traffic over there. We kept brainstorming what else can we do, and now we're starting to see some more people come in. So, and watching that shop grow.
That is so cool. Okay, so I know that space is kind of just provided because your seating has gone away.
Yeah.
How do we keep this thing afterward? How do we keep this thing going for a while? I just think it's so unique and cool.
Yeah, I think that's something that we'll have to try to figure out. I mean, we literally got this going based on a conversation, and I don't see any reason why we can't figure out some sort of hybrid model of this, because I don't think there's going to be a switch that gets flipped. I think this is going to be something gradual, and so maybe it's some of these restaurants open back up and they're in good shape, and then we'll get some others that need that extra help, and we'll see what we can do to help them out.
I'd love to see a sustainable model as we sit here, and we all. It's funny, Chris, because we always brainstorm like live.
Right.
It's like we really don't have private conversations about that. This is the brainstorming sessions that we do, and folks that are chiming in on the stream right now, wanting to donate T-shirts or help out or give T-shirts. What's the process? How can people?
Sure. Yeah. At some point, to be honest, we're going to try to figure out how to rotate through. Maybe we don't have a certain threshold, but once someone reaches a certain amount, we'll open that space back up. The challenge is with social distancing, space is a legitimate constraint. So we can't just keep having that shop grow and get more and more crowded. So that's the type of thing that we'll have to work through. And
can we order online? Yet?
Not yet online.
That would be kind of cool.
That would be, yeah.
Maybe that's something we can do with the back end of the Modern Eater website to sell some of those, and we just pick them up from there. I don't know. I just want to I think it's so cool, and I think it's a way, and it strikes me with sporting teams and breweries do a good job as well. People always show their allegiance with their sporting team, and they love to show them off. And I think it should be the same way with your favorite local business, not just restaurants, but your favorite local business.
Yeah, I think everybody realizes coming out of this that support. I mean, this has been the whole model for you, right? Is everyone needs to be supporting local right now.
Sure.
And that's what's been great is that we haven't had to change a lot of what we're doing. That was our model from the beginning. So we're doing some minor adjustments here and there, and and certainly incorporating some more creativity. But it's not a wholesale change.
Yeah, I think the moral of the story here, Chris, is if you can find a T-shirt or a hat, even at their business, buy it.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the moral of the story. So continuing on, I think it needs to be emphasized, but your passion for local and some of the local projects. I know you work with Justin Brunson and with River Bear, but what are some of the other local people that you can find in the walls of Levers?
Well, I'll give a good example are local coffee roasters. We have 17 local coffee roasters right now, some of which aren't in any other retail setting. So we partnered with Queen City through our coffee bar. They're kind of our main wholesaler, but we've got Little Owl, Pablo's. Like I said, it's 17 different roasters in there. So that's been great. It goes beyond just hot sauce. We've got, obviously, Zach Johnson. We've got the time machine over in the store right now, too. And those fun little things throughout the store. Every time you turn the corner, you'll see another sort of unique partnership in there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'd say good luck, but continued success and great work and keeping us connected. I would tell people, if you haven't been, go check it out. For me, it's all you need. It's your one-stop place, and I really appreciate what you guys are doing for the community.
Thank you. Can I leave you with one quick story?
Are you kidding me? Please, yes.
So I get a lot of donation requests in this role. We'll get a card from a PTA or local church or something like that. And so we try to support those fundraisers whenever we can. I had a shock the other day. The True Life Church right on 29th Street actually sent us a gift card talking about how much they appreciate what we're doing. So they sent us a gift card to Highland Tap and Burger, said thanks for being there for your community, and they wanted to show a way to support another local business. So we'd already bought burgers for our crew from them. But what a neat thing. I mean, a church was actually sending us money, thanking us for being here, and then we could sort of pay that forward. We went and used that gift card, and we obviously added to it to make sure that we could feed everybody here in the store, and had a great lunch. And I mean, talk about like going full circle on that community thing. That was a really neat experience we had last week.
Man, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
These are the things on a Monday. Usually I'm like, oh no, wake up and duck.
Yeah.
Especially right now. Like, what's going to come flying at me? Had a great conversation with Chef Dana Rodriguez from Working Class. I don't know if you got to see that interview before you. If not, go back and look at it. But, I mean, talk about just toughness and spirit. She's got fight in her, and she's community-oriented. It's everything that I needed to start my day, especially when the first thing that I saw from a Denver Post headline is, here it is. Denver restaurant shutdown was set to end May 11th, but likely will be extended, says Mayor Michael Hancock. I don't think that's a surprise for a lot of us, but just to see that date get extended back out and out is we're seeing people want to get back at it, but, we got to do what we have to do to stay safe.
That's right. Yeah, and I think here, we want to support how we can. There are some legal challenges that make it hard to just bring carry-out food into a grocery store. But we're here and open-minded and willing to move quickly if there's anything we can do to help.
Love it. See you soon.
All right, thanks.
There he is, Chris Franklin, Lever's Local 4 around. And you, Jay, you've even got to be so proud of this city.
What do you mean even you?
Even you? Well, you're not proud of anybody.
That's not true. I'm proud of you.
Are you proud of Crazy John Irvin?
Yeah, yes.
Crazy John Irvin. He's the gluten-free wizard, Jay.
Is that what you're calling him now? Is like every
in
time
Arvada. Well, hey, listen,
I mean, I told him it doesn't bother him, so
takeout or delivery. Listen to that. Basically, it's like either go by his retail store in Arvada, and it's a dedicated gluten-free vegan bakery in Arvada, from crostinis to hot dog buns, pitas, and pizza crust, graham crackers, cookies, and cupcakes. Those are all gluten-free, and they're all vegan, and they're all delicious. And we've seen people cry when they're able to add these things back into their menu. You'll feel like a kid in a candy store. No, I mean, kid in a bakery.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. Gluten-free things online, glutenfreethings.com. And give him a shot. John Irvin, go visit him. You want to cry? Go visit John. Gluten-free things in Arvada.
He's all over the stream today too. One of his first questions is,
you like sandwiches?
Do they have gluten-free? Who doesn't like sandwiches?
Well, a gluten-free sandwich.
Yeah, how about a gluten-free cheesesteak?
And Zeps Epiq sandwiches, and Mike Brenner, he joins the stream right now. And we were just talking about John Irvin and gluten-free things. I think that Mike and Zeps even uses some of John Irvin from gluten-free things bread.
Hey, Brenner, do me a favor. Turn your phone sideways. See if it'll open that full camera on us.
There it is. Boom.
Bingo. Beautiful.
I love it.
Handsome man.
Hey, how are you? How are you, Mike?
I'm doing awesome. How are you guys?
We're good. Which Zeps are you in?
I'm at Zeps Epiq Sandwiches at 1147 Broadway, southwest corner of 12th and Broadway.
Been there many times.
Yes. Happy 20th of April to you, gentlemen.
420. Yes, that's right. Are you taking care of all your 420 needs? Whatever.
Well, I don't typically have any 420 needs, but we got 420 munchies
available. Hey, man, I love your sandwich shops and Zep Epiq sandwiches. Mike, for those that don't know, talk about Zeps for a minute, would you?
Yeah, absolutely. So Zeps has been around for about almost 3.5 years now. We are one of Denver's best sandwich shops. We get fresh bread every morning from a local bakery. You were mentioning we use gluten-free things, John Irwin's gluten-free bread. We roast turkey in-house. We make just about all of our own sauces and dressings from scratch.
Why is that so important to you guys, to do it all right?
Well, there's like 1,000 different places you can get a sandwich in town, and we want to be better than everybody else. So we take the time and spend the energy to keep it fresh, use quality ingredients, do some things that create some flavors that you can't buy off the shelf.
Such as?
Oh, like we make so many different sauces that even to the way we roast, we season the turkey before we roast it, gives our turkey a flavor that you can't find anywhere else but here at Zeps.
I love all your sandwiches, and you guys do such a great job. Last time we saw you was here at Studio Kitchen, Colorado. You brought us all of us derelicts some sandwiches, and we ate them so fast. It's so good. Hey, so first of all, talk about your business. I would hope, or I'm just assuming, but you guys were kind of built for something like this, sandwiches to go and pick up.
Yeah, the majority of my business before this craziness broke out was catering. We do a lot of delivery, in-house and third parties, but still the bulk of what we did was people coming in for lunch, grabbing a bite, and being on their way. We, obviously, like everybody, this has greatly affected how we operate and how we can sell sandwiches when the majority of all the people we used to sell to are now gone, staying at home.
That's right. So what's changed? What's changed, and what are you refining, and what's getting better, or what are you needing to work on?
Well, I tell you, the hard part is probably doing, and I don't want to sound like I'm complaining because I know there's a lot of other people who have a lot rougher than I do. So, but the big challenge I face day in, day out is, trying to do 50, 60% of what sales used to be with maybe 10, 15% of my staff. So I've got, I'm lucky that I have some guys that, just put their heads down and get it done and just do whatever it takes to get through every day. Supply has been turned upside down.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt there. I was just going to say, it sounds to me like you're answering phones and making sandwiches like a lot of other chefs in town are doing. It's like, I forgot how to unplug a drain,
Exactly. There's a lot of things that that I do personally that, there's nothing I wouldn't ask any of my team to do that I wouldn't do myself. So now with such limited team members, it's, all hands on deck and everybody does what everybody's got to do. Number one thing is taking care of the customers, whether it's a delivery or if people are kind enough to come walk in and see us. That's kind of a cool thing.
Mm-hmm. So as we continue, I think you were just starting to get into products and sourcing and vendors.
Yes. A huge challenge as a result of this is the supply chains have been turned upside down. Oops. And
so is your phone.
Right. Hold on. Sorry.
I mean,
that's okay.
Yeah.
Listen, we'll take so far whatever we've got.
If you can hear us, Mike, you might have to just leave the room and rejoin the room.
Okay.
Because I lost video.
Which is fine. Thank you guys for joining us.
Back.
Oh, you are back. There he is.
So obviously I'm technically challenged. So
I think we're all getting better. We'll just say that.
Yeah. So, supply chain's been turned upside down. Everybody's trying to figure out how to maintain quality and freshness with limited availability. There's just certain things you can't get, and you got to just figure it out, deal with it. And if it's a menu change for a couple of days, then that's what you do.
Oh, absolutely. So, yes, with food service kind of getting destroyed with those chains and people are just pivoting to try and get products to market, are there new relationships that you forged through this just out of pure necessity?
With some different folks in some different industries who've kind of become my new clientele. It's kind of, I had to figure out, get creative. All my normal demand was gone, so I had to figure out where I can get some sandwiches into some people's hands. And one of the things that happened was the a fundraiser I started doing to help support frontliners, healthcare providers, the folks who fight these battles every day. I thought it just kind of organically came about, and it just seemed like a no-brainer, really. If this fundraising effort can help save my business and get it to the other side and give back to the community and the real frontline heroes at the same time, then how do you not do it?
Absolutely. Again, the Denver Post headline reads: the Denver restaurant shutdown was set to end on May 11th, but will likely be extended, says the mayor. And comments. Here's one for you. Gordon Cresswell says, I'd be surprised if full capacity is achieved by July. So I think that the optimism, as much as everybody wants to be optimistic, the reality is that normal, or what we used to know normal as, is probably quite some time away. Is Zeps preparing themselves for that?
I'm just finding out about that extension. To me, in my world, if this is day one of week 6 of 8, right, from March 17th to May 11th. So I've been busy today and haven't heard any updates. So I appreciate you sharing that. It's like everything. We're going to have to figure out a plan and move forward one way or the other.
Changes daily.
There's a dismal alternative, which is just, shutting it down, which nobody wants to do,
No, not at all. Thank God you're not fine dining, right?
Oh my goodness. I mean, like I said earlier, there's so many other folks who are in a much tougher situation than I am. So I just got to, thank my lucky stars for I got what I got, at least.
Yeah, and I think everybody's pivot point and what they're doing, and even some people in fine dining are doing it great. I mean, you get some takeout from, let's just say, Barolo, for example. It's going to be just as amazing as it would be if you ate it in there. And I think what you're finding out is the most important things that we're looking at right now is, are you still able to reach your customers? Are you still able to reach the people that really care about you in the community? And what are your messages when you're trying to reach them? And are you ready to serve them when you do reach them? So that's the crash course that people are taking right now.
Right. We've always taken food safety and restaurant cleanliness and sanitation very seriously. Now, I guess you could say, it's a certain new heightened level in terms of wiping door handles and credit card pin pads, just all sorts of standard wiping and sanitizing that instead of maybe doing once an hour, now you're doing after every touch, after every 10 minutes. It's a nonstop activity. So
yeah, for that unseen eminence, for that it's just not, you can't quantify, it's not tangible, right? It's just assume everything as COVID is the way it's looked at in this world.
Yeah, exactly. And it's I guess the unknown of it makes it even more challenging, because I'm not an expert in viruses and how long they live on certain surfaces versus other ones, but I know how to sanitize and disinfect. So
yeah,
that's what I do.
That's right. So are folks making sandwiches right now?
Yeah, we can actually. You guys want to fire up some sandwiches?
We just want to see one get made. We love watching food get made.
Well, you want to hold on to that? I don't know if you...
Cool. All right. Have you condensed your menu, or are you still rocking out the same menu?
I'm sorry. I'm going to try to make it a little quieter back here.
So we can hear you fine, Mike. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me or not. Maybe the new cameraman can relay my message to you. The question I was asking you is, did you shorten or condense your menu? Or
so far, every now and then I've got an 86 an item or two, depending upon ingredients. But I'd say like 99% of our menu has been available at all times. I haven't 86 anything for more than a day or two. So, I try to keep our menu full, and if it's on the menu, I like to be able to serve it. So.
Okay, I don't want anything to really go to waste, so I'm not going to order any.
I'm gonna actually. Excuse me, I need to wash my hands real quick. If that's cool.
Okay. So, are folks? How are you delivering right now?
So I have my in-house deliveries still going, and then I also use the third-party deliveries, all the third-party platforms.
You want to do an experiment?
Sure.
All right. So, if you made Jay and myself a sandwich, could you have somebody send them up to the kitchen, and then we'll show those at the kitchen once they get here?
What do you want to do? You want
make a couple of sandwiches and have somebody from your store run them up to our kitchen.
Oh, I'd love to. How about a Pueblo cheesesteak? I use some Pueblo chilies from Family Farm down in Pueblo, Colorado. How many of you got? Is there 2 of you there?
2.
Nice. Okay, so we'll definitely do the Pueblo cheesesteak, and then how about a Palisade Brie on some of Mr. Irwin's gluten-free bread from Gluten-Free Things.
You got it. Sounds perfect. And we're gonna get to see you watch them here.
Yeah, now, absolutely. And I think every good sandwich needs a delicious order of tater tots. So we're gonna fire up some tater tots. We've got 6 different kinds of seasoning. It's original, salt and vinegar, bacon cheddar jalapeno, truffle, Cajun, or zesty tomato. So you guys tell me what kind you want, and we'll make it so.
What do you think, Jay?
Man, I am just literally not picky. So everything you said sounds delicious. So just close your eyes and throw a dart.
Okay.
All right. So, guys, this is so cool because you get to be in the kitchen right now. You wonder, okay, well, how are these restaurants handling our food? How's it being prepared? Is the safety there? You're getting a peek into Zeps Epiq sandwiches right now with Mike Brenner, and this is the Broadway location. These sandwiches are coming to us, and Jay, right here, he's whipping them up for us.
Looks good. Put extra whip in mine.
Oh, yeah. So, cameraman, go down just so I know you can't see what you're filming, cameraman, but just tilt it down just a little bit more. There you go. Perfect. Picture perfect. And then, Mike, you describe what you're doing. Give us a play-by-play, Mike, if you would.
Okay. Right now, I'm just toasting up some bread.
It's toasting up the bread.
Now, you guys got the steak going?
That brings back memories.
Everything gets a little salt and pepper when it hits the grill.
Does that bring back memories, Jay?
Yes, it does. I've made a million cheesesteaks in my life.
And sauteed onions.
Those of you that are watching right now and getting hungry, you can get your own too. What's the phone number to order?
What's the phone number? What's the what? Phone number? 303-534-0796.
I don't know. It seems to me like. Oh, man.
Yeah.
You ready for that?
So
there's coming at us, Jay.
There's a term like when you work in a place and it's super busy and you have to make like a million cheesesteaks at a time. They have a term called gutter banking. And so you just put like 30 pounds of beef on the grill, right? Cook it up 60%, stuff it in the corner. And then as you go, you just pull out, what you need to make each ticket at a time. But they call that gutter banking.
Forget that. I want mine made to order, Jay.
Well, I mean, technically that's made to order too. But this is the personal touch right here from Mike Brenner over at Epiq. Zeps Epiq sandwiches.
Plenty of American cheese going on this Pueblo cheesesteak.
I mean, who's not getting hungry right this very moment?
Yeah, a little steam on there.
Scott Sondell from the Facebook stream says he's watching at work and getting hungry.
Palisade. We serve this one cold. We're going to warm up some of this house roasted turkey for you gents.
Yes, please.
John Irvin's watching. He says, every sandwich you've ever made has been fantastic.
He just likes to eat. But, I mean, look at that right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one's got some mayo and tomatoes on it.
God bless America, right
Yeah,
there.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And then the Palisade Brie on gluten-free things, gluten-free bread. This has got some spreadable brie, tomatoes, romaine, onion, sage aioli. I'm going to slide it over here, go with some fresh cucumbers, and then top it off with a peach chipotle chutney we make.
Why not?
What's that?
I said, why not peach chipotle chutney on there? Put extra
nice.
chutney.
It's a good balance of spicy and sweet. Does the body good.
Who comes up with these sandwiches?
I didn't hear you. What?
Who comes up with these recipes?
Well, I was lucky enough to have worked with a couple of really good chefs that helped develop this menu 3+ years ago. And then I'm an operations guy. I'm not a chef. I've never been to culinary school or anything, but through my career, I've been able to work with some guys who are really awesome and kind of taught me shared stuff with me and taught me about food and flavors and profiles and stuff. So there's some sandwiches I've come up with. You got to keep the menu fresh. You can't have it get too stale. But
Man.
This is your Pueblo. Got to get that guy back in there.
Standing by for Larry Herz is going to join us. You probably should tell him we're using the chat room here, Jay.
I
you
gotcha.
did?
Yeah.
Get that going in just a second.
And these are coming to Studio Kitchen, Colorado. And Mike, make sure that we're not looking for a handout here. Ring those suckers up, pay for it in cash when they get here, and you know the address.
Yes, I know they. Well, I didn't hear the first part.
We're gonna pay for these sandwiches.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll charge you double. No problem.
Okay, good. Jay's buying, so it doesn't matter.
It's my card.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
we'll say, hey, listen, man, I've got the scissors to cut it and cut the
Let's
card.
do truffle and the bacon jalapeno cheddar tots. So it's my man Kyle. Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you, Kyle.
We're not looking for a name. One for the team wearing a mask.
Ring those suckers up, pay for it in cash when they get here, and you know the address.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
We're going to pay
for these sandwiches. Thank you so much. There he is, Mike, with us.
Thanks, you guys.
All right, guys, be good. We'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon. Okay, so that's Larry. You got something on in the background.
I got the scissors to cut it.
Oh, Larry.
Hey, Larry.
You like the view or no view?
I love the view.
You like that?
Yeah.
Outside?
Can you turn your audio off?
Whoops. Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Usually it's us. There it is. Hey, Larry.
Dumbass.
Yeah, this is good, man.
I'm live. Is this on?
Yes, you are on. You are live and it's on.
I feel bad.
Larry Herz joins us right now, and OCN Eats doing a lot of cool stuff, Larry, but we were just inside a Zeps, so I know you're jealous. You like a nice sandwich, right? Have you ever had a Zeps?
Confession. Never had a Zeps. And now I'm like, and yes, looking at that, I'm like, why have I never had a Zeps? Where are they?
Are they going to be a lunchtime thing for you?
I hope so.
All right, let me get. So that
where are they located?
That particular, the words of my life, location was on Broadway. But Zeps,
how many do they have?
I'm gonna give it to you here in just a second.
Give it to me, because they're not my dining guide. Local.ocneats.com. They got to get on the dining guide.
I think you're right. Let's see here. Okay, Zeps. I want to make sure. Speaking of this, Larry, while I'm looking for this, talk to us about what's going on today.
Well, I added another podcast today, so I'm catching up to you now. I do 3 a day.
My goodness.
Today, every morning now at 9 a.m. live on all the Now pages. I'll be doing a restaurant report, just a daily update, openings, closings, news, notes, just a real quick 3-minute, 4-minute segment. And then what's for lunch every day around 11:30. Today was Brothers Barbecue. Nick O'Sullivan came into studio.
Did he really? Cool.
Oh my God, it was so freaking good. And the thing is, we're in that studio and they close the doors. So it's just like we're in like a smoker. And he brought brisket and ribs. And if you've never had his hot links, he throws them on the grill, gets a little char on them. And then he brought all the sauces, 5 different barbecue sauces. And I love his Carolina sauce. And we go back since 1996. I've known those guys. Do you know, he was 20 years old when they opened Brothers?
Is that right? That's amazing.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
When I was 27, I opened Carmine's, and they thought I was like, that's way too young to open a restaurant. But 20 years old, him and his brother, I think his brother was 22, Chris. And they have now 8 locations.
Too much. That was today. Where can I find that? I was looking for that right now.
So I could send it to you, or it's on the Denver Now. If you go to Denver Now, or it's on my bio on my Instagram. I already put it.
So restaurants near me, and this is season 1, episode 2. Is this the one you wanted us to look at today?
Well, I just thought let's keep showing some of these. I just think they're really special because I'm going to restaurants that people don't generally know, and people haven't realized that Inglewood, I don't know when or how it happened, but it's become a real restaurant row. You don't even have to, like, when I was researching what restaurants to feature on this episode, you just have to stay on South Broadway. You don't even have to get off it, and you'll find eats that you'll want to eat at. So I picked 4 for this episode that you could basically walk from one to the other. And I was hoping you'd show them because I think it's a pretty cool episode.
Here it goes, man. This is Restaurants Near Me and the Inglewood edition.
On this episode of Restaurants Near Me on OCN Eats, we're on South Broadway in Inglewood. We're going to check out some hidden gems. Got an eclectic mix. All of a sudden, Inglewood, South Broadway has become one of the hottest spots in all of Denver. Let's eat.
The Brutal Poodle, man.
Love Here that we are, stop 1 today. We're at the Brutal Poodle on South Broadway. This place makes the dopest, dankest food in all of South Broadway. Really unique combinations. These are the Poodle Bites. So it's cornbread, cheddar, around sausage. Then you dip it in either syrup or the stone ground. The Brutal Poodle, they're also known for mac and cheese. Crazy combinations and really loud rock and roll music. Come check it out. It's amazing.
I used to work with one of the owners at Gibby's.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. And was going to get him on the show once upon a time.
The Whiskey Biscuit.
Have you been to any of these places?
Yeah. Oh, that old-fashioned. That's got to be an old-fashioned. It looks delicious.
Stop 2 today. We're at the Whiskey Biscuit, South Broadway. Of course, they brought me a biscuit with chicken and country gravy.
That all looks amazing.
Can't wait to dive into this. Look at this buttermilk biscuit. Mm-mm. That's a 10.
That's a 10. So, I mean, just to give you a little taste of that, I encourage you to watch and binge watch them too. How many of those episodes do you have?
So we have, I believe, there's 6 out there. The 7th, which was the last one we were able to film, Low High, which is absolutely our best, comes out next Tuesday. We used to have them come out every week, but now we're kind of expanding. And then we'll start rerunning them again. And then I'm sure we'll start rerunning restaurant tours again from the beginning. We got all this great content, and people are definitely missing what it feels like to eat in a restaurant. So now at least they can watch and reminisce, and it won't be long before we're at least at 50% capacity. I heard you talking about Hancock's thing, and I thought the headline from the Denver Post was really misleading. Mm-hmm. They made it sound like it was like all of a sudden like restaurants aren't going to reopen, like Hancock said that, and that's not what he said at all.
Basically, that the pace is going to be much slower as the capacity is limited, but the date may not be May 11th, Larry. I mean, let's face it, that could get pushed out.
Yeah, I don't. We'll see about that.
You want to take? Let's start taking bets on. Let's do
it. Two different subjects. There's the city of Denver and Hancock and the state. I don't think Polis. I don't think the state needs. Well, I'm not going to get political. So I could see the state, because the state is wide open spaces being reopened before the city of Denver, which is more concentrated. And in La Junta and Pueblo and Grand Junction, I'm pretty sure they don't have the situation that Denver has. And Denver, compared to New York, doesn't even have it that bad. But it's going to go. We all knew it was going to be 50% capacity. That's what it's going to be. It makes sense. I don't think any restaurant owner has a problem with that.
Yeah, and some may elect to say, well, listen, I'm going to wait until I can be 80 or 90% capacity before I even attempt to make another go at it.
Yeah.
Which is within that's their prerogative.
I will tell you, as you know, I work with the Piper Inn, and he tried it for one day of being open, and he didn't like the sales, so he shut it down. And then he just spent some time, obviously a little relaxing, but improving. I've seen a lot of people. I've seen Reavers, 20 Mile Tap House. They're redoing their bars. They're fixing their bathrooms. They're taking advantage of this unprecedented opportunity to fix their broken places that have just been worn down. But Jed at the Piper, as I've told you last week, he is reopening Wednesday. And just the posts that I've done for him on Denver Now, Aurora Now, on OCN Eats, on the Piper Inn's Facebook page and Instagram page, I've never seen reactions like that.
You mind getting him in contact with us? I'd like to get him on the show this week.
You got it. I don't know if he has the time, but I will absolutely put him in touch with you.
Larry, as you know, because you do it daily, everybody has time for the Modern Eater show.
I would hope so.
Stop everything.
15 minutes a person could spare. And I assume you've been there.
Yes, the Piper Inn.
51 years they've been in business, serving in a biker bar, dive bar, Chinese food and wings, and it somehow works. They have the most loyal clientele. They are going to get absolutely killed Wednesday, which is better than the alternative, right? It's going to be so busy there. People miss their wings.
Yes, indeed. And there are a lot of good wings out there, but your favorite, right? Those are your favorite.
They're my favorite of that style, of the deep fried buffalo, of the smoked foot. Then it goes to crushed pizza.
Yes. And what did he goes through? He goes through. Jason goes through like a 2 or 3 day process of getting those ready.
4-step process, and he's selling hundreds of pounds every day.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact that Larry brings up the two different style of wings, because that's true. It's like saying pick your favorite movie. It's like, well, you got scary, funny. So smoked wings goes.
You see how super fly Larry's looking today?
He looks a little super fly today. A little bounce in your step. Is it because it's 420? Does that have anything to do with it? Well, there you go.
Larry heard.
How do you think I get through this Modern Eater podcast?
That's right.
I get baked right before I come on here.
I say, listen, let's get high and eat with Larry. That's
not.
the next one. No, we can't go get high and eat with Larry.
That's the new show.
But
let's make that a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, Larry did. Let's get free.
Hold on, let me get some Visine.
That's right. I don't think you need it. What's on the horizon for you, my man? What are we going to do this week? How are we going to play around this week?
Yeah, I haven't quite figured that out yet. But did you guys talk about Double Down?
Double Down. No.
Well, then good. I'm glad I have something to bring.
Tell us what Double Down is, because usually that's when I lose my ass in Vegas. I say those words.
God, I know.
So it's a program put on by Eat Denver. Do you know Eat Denver?
Sure.
Okay, so they're member restaurants, which is, I don't know, a couple of hundred of them, some wide variety. If you buy a gift card to one of their member restaurants, Cart Driver I know is one, Piper Inn I know is one. The list is at eatdenver.com. You buy whatever it is, a $50 gift card, then they've got sponsors that will match what you bought and donate that to Eat Denver, which helps independent restaurants. And obviously, they're going to need a lot of help in the near future. So go to Eat Denver. If you see on like everybody's Instagram feed today who's a member, they're all posting about it. Double Down, buy a gift card, and then sponsors like Tito's Vodka, I know is a sponsor, will match up to, at this point, it's up to $43,000. and they'll go to Eat Denver.
That's fantastic. I don't know if there's a problem. I just looked up eatdenver.com and the URL's coming up bad right now. Maybe they're working on their website.
No, I'm on it.
Are you on it?
Yeah. Type in Eat Denver.
I've got the same thing as Greg.
Do you?
Yeah, I've got an error.
I'm at eatdenver.com / double down
Try and
Denver.
refresh it. We must have just broke their website. Sorry about that.
Or go try typing in Double Down Denver.
God, it's just the aura around me destroys anything
Technical.
anything internet based. Not everything technical. Well, that too, I guess, but internet based and technical. You don't want me around.
I do need to read this story. So here's all the participating, and boy, do they have a long list of.
Yeah, that's a great cause. I love that one. I just posted it on Denver Now's Instagram. Just trying to do my part to help out.
11:59 a.m. This came out. Here's Westward article came out at noon today on 4/20. Eat Denver launches Double Down restaurant gift card program. Cool. Thank you, Larry.
See, I'm not useless.
You are not at all today.
We should tell my wife.
We can do that sometime if you like. Larry, who is on the Eat Lunch with Larry show tomorrow?
We have a guy I haven't met. He's your buddy, Travis.
Is Travis coming in?
Yeah.
I think he's going to try and open his doors up on Wednesday. And if you would like to join us on Wednesday, I think we're going to try and do a remote broadcast from the dining room of Bistro Colorado.
Yeah, I've never met him, never tried his food. I talked to him just a little bit about helping him with marketing. And, I put out an email to everybody in my dining guide that if you want to be on my What's for Lunch podcast, it's free. It's 10 minutes of your time. Just got to cost you just the cost of you bring me some lunch. And, then you got to sit with me and talk with me for 10 minutes. That's another painful experience. But incredible how many people want to bring me lunch.
I'm just asking you this. This is it. But I really like Lunch with Larry.
That's what it should be. You want me to change the name already?
If you don't mind.
What do you call it all right now?
What's for lunch?
What's for lunch?
Lunch with Larry.
Lunch with Larry's.
Someone's at the door. Yeah. Someone's at the door. Who's at the door? Front door. I think our sandwiches are here from Zeps. That was quick, right?
Come on. That's incredible. How far do you think you are from there?
Well, they're on Broadway and something. And I thought they had more than one store.
I got to do one kind of plug-ish thing.
Do it.
I got delivery from Hapa Sushi this past weekend, and they've got a really neat program that I love, and I think every restaurant should be doing. And if you order through them, they use Chow Now as their order for. If you want to get delivery from them instead of through Grubhub or DoorDash or Uber Eats, then the restaurant saves that 25-30%. And what they're doing is they're putting their waiters to work, and waiters deliver. They'll take 20%. Oh, come on, you kill me. They'll take 20% off your bill if you get delivery through them. So I got Hapa Sushi for the whole family. It was fantastic.
What's for lunch?
He did such a good job.
Yeah, I'm a beer guy. Oh yeah, thank you so much. Got that? Do we have a headset for this gentleman?
What kind of IPA is it? Who's it from?
This is a Blood Orange IPA, and it is from. I should know by the cans. Look, who is it from?
Better be local.
21st Amendment Brewery, which I don't think is local, but I'll take.
Heard of them.
They're in Colorado. All my beers are from Colorado.
Is he up? Hello. Bring that in towards you.
How's that?
Yeah, that's good.
Better?
Larry, and so Larry, wave hi at Larry over here. We're talking to Larry.
What do you got in there?
We have Mike Brenner here with us from Zeps Epiq Sandwiches.
Could you tell him a little bit? He's got to.
He can hear you.
He's got to be on Lunch with Larry.
Lunch with Larry.
I'd love to, Larry.
When can
you
get
my information after, and then you got to join my free dining guide at local.ocneats.com.
Done deal.
All right, buddy.
Cool. Thank you, Larry.
You're welcome. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. We like Larry Herz. Larry Herz, OCN Eats. And wow, quick.
Pretty fast, right?
I mean, that was just lightning fast. And here's lunch. What do we owe you?
I'll send you the bill.
No, stop. I was
I'm serious.
Prepared to pay. That's super cool, first of all. And I'm hungry. Jay's hungry. We're going to finish up this show. We want to just give you the props. We brought the beer.
Yeah, I brought beer, your sandwiches, and then in this bag is some desserts that we sell. I tried to bring complete lunch for you guys.
Jay? What do you think?
This is no, man. I'm just trying. I'm got a lot of things.
This never happened, Jay. This never happened.
No. Half of that happened. That's right. Half of those sandwiches happened. I can tell you that.
What do you think of the setup right now?
It's definitely different, but like you guys are, like everybody else, adapting, right?
Yeah. Just hunkered down. There's Brian Freeman. Turns the camera there. Hey, Brian Freeman.
How you doing?
Better, man. We got a little special delivery.
It's good. Yeah, I saw that. That looks tasty.
And beer, right? All we need to. Do you deliver a bottle of tequila ever?
I don't know quite the rules. I'm allowed to deliver. I know you guys are at least one day over 21 years old, so I was safe to deliver you some beer. But typically, I only have a on-premise license.
Gotcha. Oh, so this is friendship stuff.
Yeah. Well,
friend to friend.
The rules have changed where I'm allowed to sell beer to go.
Gotcha.
In delivery.
Gotcha.
Freeman, your camera won't open up all the way. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm having some problems.
No, that's all right.
That's okay. Brian Freeman joins us right now from What Chefs Want. Brian, good to see your face. Actually, a good opportunity. If you have just a second, can you crack open a beer and hang out for a few?
Is that all right?
Please do. We're going to talk about farming right now. What's going on? It's not such great news, I don't think. Anyway, Brian Freeman, first of all, What Chefs Want. Tell us about that, Brian.
What Chefs Want, a great opportunity for growers. Growers, as we all know, has been beating the local and organic drum here in Colorado for 15 years. And we have this great opportunity to join an organization called What Chefs Want. They're a family-run company out of Kentucky that was primarily just doing food service. And they knocked it out of the park. They are really good at what they do. And an opportunity, they came to Colorado and bought someone a year ago, and they said, we still would like to fill a hole, and organic sustainability and all of that fits the mantra, which we would like to do. And so they jumped on board. Pretty exciting.
Okay, so let's begin. I'm always constantly trying to keep updated about agriculture, farms, ranches, just basically what's happening right now. How is this delicious food that we have, is it getting to market? I'm seeing stuff like on NBC Nightly News that shows fields are getting their crops tilled over right now. Blows my mind, doesn't make sense to me, but you immediately had a response on what we're seeing.
Yeah, and thanks for calling me during the day where we can be a little more frank about this, because I think there's a lot of nonsense going on that people see, and they're not educated about it. And I really think that people need to do their education, because, some farms are out there that purely serve very specific groups. Okay. Some farms, they just grow hotels in Las Vegas's. Some farms, they just grow stuff for cruise ships. Some farms have a very specific, or maybe they're growing food for kids' schools. So when we look at where product is being plowed under, and everyone is out on the market saying, gosh, can't we help our farmers? One, yes, we need to help our farmers. That goes without saying. But two, we need to understand who is really in need. Because I think like what we saw with this race recently for the money.
Mm-hmm. So whose chain was disrupted the most, right? And I think your point was very great about there's a lot of farms and ranches that have their product already allocated towards someone who's a buyer for that. But where was the chain disrupted? Because that's where you're going to get the story behind how you can help or what's happening with their property.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, and I think that that's important. And you know, part of the plowing, you know, listen, we plow fields under all the time because a field might get, you know, downy mildew, or it might get some kind of mold issue out in the spotted potato. So farmers are plowing stuff under all the time. And I don't think a lot of people realize there's a financial perspective to when do you plow something under. And the bottom line is, you know, recently, right now, you know, we are seeing some of the farms saying, I'll sell you a 22-pound case of cucumbers for $10. Well, do the math, folks. How long does it take to pick a case of cucumbers? How much does the box cost? How much does it cost to wash those cucumbers?
Plow it
And
under.
at some point, you might look at it and say, plow it under, right? So that's the economics of what we do every day. And that's just like the cows. You know, people are watching.
So you're saying that there's
cows,
Brian, you're saying that there's no sensationalism with media at all trying to get their own angle. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think you just hit the nail on the head, Greg. I think, you know, listen, good stories aren't business as usual. Good stories are emergency. It's always funny. You know, the news will always change, I think, since 9/11. But this concept about breaking news, is it really breaking news just because someone in Washington is telling a story that they told 3 times before? Is that really breaking? Show me something that's real. And you know,
you're in good form today, Mr. Freeman. I like it.
Fired up.
You are fired up. So let's talk about that broken chain, and a lot has to do with restaurants
Yes.
shutting down their dining rooms, and folks that are service industry. The chain went through service industry. Direct to consumer is now just bigger and better than ever, right? CSAs. What is the correction that we're seeing right now, Mr. Freeman?
Well, I mean, I think
market, product to market.
Brought it to market. I think people are trying to find their place right now. You know, everyone is revamping what they do. You know, one person I'd like to give a big shout out today to is the folks running Shake Shack. What a better PR thing that they did by giving back that money. That will buy them the business and the loyalty from customers. And so I think that that's the thing is all these restaurants are trying to figure out what is my place right now.
I was so trying to stay away from the Shake Shack because I don't want to lose a gasket again today, Brian. But you're right. The PR spin on that. I mean, you go, okay, in the first place, and should they have applied? Oh, God, that's a whole nother show. But go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. Well, but this concept of people trying to find their place, and, you know, like we were talking about on the show on Saturday, one of our callers reached out and said, you know, hey, my sushi place is sold out.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going back to the point that I was making a little bit with everybody. Is that a good thing? The fact that they're sold out, is that all the bad sushi restaurants aren't open and that people just didn't support a bad sushi restaurant? Because taking sushi away that's bad, mm-hmm. It turns worse, right? Once it gets to heat. So, you know, I'm excited right now because I think that we're creating a lot of new opportunities. I think we are creating a lot of opportunities for people who do it right to reevaluate their business, pull up their boots and really get back there at a level like people haven't seen before. And just the one fact that I don't think you're going to talk to one restaurateur that is not going to say to go shouldn't be a bigger part of my business than it ever was in the past.
Yeah, Mike, jump in anytime you want to.
Yeah, and Mike, I'd like to ask you about that. What do you think about these restaurants that didn't do to go well, and where you fit into that?
You know, I think I'm very fortunate. Sandwiches lend themselves very well for delivery and to go. There's certain kinds of food and styles of food that aren't in that situation. Certain foods just don't deliver very well. I know that whatever it's going to take is what we're going to have to do and figure it out. It's still, you know, things are changing so much. You
Rapidly.
know, I wasn't until I came on and learned Greg shared an update about the extension of the no dine-in. You know, at some point, we've got to learn to, I think, accept some risk and be smart and careful and safe and try to get back to business as normal, because I don't think our society can live in, a state of fear and be totally scared to death to leave your house and walk around the park and breathe the air without a mask on. All of this is so abnormal to us. It's going to take some getting used to, and we all just got to figure out what it is we got to do, and everybody's got to do it.
Yeah, and a lot of just not within our control on a daily basis. I love what you have to say, Brian, about here it is. Probably before COVID-19, we'll go 2 months back. There was probably a correction that needed to take place with a lot of complacency in business. That's where it gets really interesting, when you're shoved along and you're put into an uncomfortable situation. What does an uncomfortable situation do for anybody? It either forces growth or what?
Yeah, you're either growing or dying. Yeah, and what did they say? Necessity is the mother of invention, right?
Absolutely.
Right there. I mean, that's what I'm excited for. Mike, I'd be curious. How is this? I mean, obviously your business is down, but are you guys?
I'm not so sure his business is down. I haven't asked you directly, but there's a good chance when you lessen the labor costs and you trim back the branches on the tree and your trunk is nice and healthy and you're staying within your lane, I'll bet you there's a good chance to where maybe they're turning a profit. It might not have been the first week, but you might have caught it right about now.
You hope you act quickly enough and make some smart moves.
Am I far off?
To be honest with you, I haven't had a chance to dig into any of my numbers.
But again, your model is built for that.
It is, and it's figuring out, at the first week and a half, very difficult to predict what was going to happen, right? Am I going to do any sales or, 40%?
But if at this point you're not questioning to yourself that, hey, is a dining room really all that valuable? If you're not questioning yourself, because there are a lot of people going, you know what? I'm doing something right now that's really interesting, and it doesn't involve my dining room. And that's where the question is going to be of like, is dying in kind of a novelty, or I don't want to say a thing of the past, but not anything that's going to be predominant about making money in the future. What's going to make money in the future are all of those efficiencies you're talking about, Brian.
Yeah, I was curious if dine-up drivers are going to make a new resurgence.
Oh my God, are you talking about like the what was the root beer? What was the A&Ws?
Yeah,
where we get the roller skates
like
coming
the
up.
American graffiti type.
I'll go there.
Type thing are going to get back to the 50s and 60s, where guess what? You don't need to come inside. I'll bring your food. You can eat in your car. I don't clean up.
Right now, be good. Right now,
I'll tell you. I was,
and I'll go to a drive-in too, Brian. You want to take me to a drive-in? I'm with you.
I take you to a drive-in, sweetheart.
Put me in the trunk, man. Put me in the trunk. I'll get in there in a minute. It's interesting, and again, nobody has the answer. That's what makes it so interesting. And the advice that's best suited for everybody right now is control what you can today.
Yes,
that's exactly right. A good friend of mine told me when this was all going down, and he said, "Mike, you can't worry about stuff you can't control." So. And my response was, I'm too busy to worry about anything, really. So, but well said. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the doctor's going to join us, right? Brian, you should probably stick around for the doctor.
I'm down.
Okay. So at the end of every broadcast, because I think we're all losing it in some way, we have Dr. Sara Metz on with us.
Nice.
And the doctor is fantastic. So she works at a company called Code 4 Counseling. And this company helps out primarily first responders. Right.
Oh, nice.
And so she has taken it upon herself to get more involved in the service industry. And especially a time like now. So at the end of the show, she pumps us up and gets us to it. And here she comes, Dr. Baby Yoda, Dr. Sara Metz. How are you, doctor?
Good. How are you?
Good to see your face. How was your weekend?
Monday.
It is Monday.
Yeah. How you feeling about that?
Well, everybody's stoned today, right?
Oh, perfect.
Everybody
but I am having a beer.
That's not fair.
Look at this. We ordered sandwiches earlier, and Mike brought them over from Zeps Epiq sandwiches.
Love it. Where's mine? What'd you get me?
Where's yours? What would you like? Because I'm sure we could probably actually make that happen. Are you hungry for dinner tonight?
He got you the SOL. special.
Oh,
Well, I don't mean you know what I mean because she's not here. That
what a show today, Doctor. It was a good one. Did you catch Dana Rodriguez, Chef Dana Rodriguez?
I caught bits and pieces. I'm going to have to go back and watch the show again.
I'll have to tell you, here's a little something that caught me off guard. It made me blush a little bit. She says there's 3 things that we need to do to make sure we're all happy.
What do we need to do?
And she just went out and said it straight out. I'm not going to do that. But she said we need to eat, drink, and F.
Like all 3. I am good. I feel like that is fantastic.
I figured you would like that.
thank
Doctor
God.
saying, I just came off of a nooner. What are you guys talking about?
The afternoon delight.
See?
Mike, just so you get full value, come over here and so you can see what the doctor looks like right there.
Oh, wait.
She's
Oh,
blushing
well,
for sure now. But.
There's the doctor. Hey, seriously, you want a sandwich? I mean, we're sending them on errands.
I had Kraft macaroni again for lunch. I need a good sandwich for dinner.
Are you at home or are you at the Code 4?
I'm send Dave on over with my sandwich.
Oh, we wouldn't do that to you at all. We wouldn't do that to you. So here it is on Monday. I don't know if you're seeing some of these headlines. Brian seems to think, I don't know if it was you actually, Brian, a little deceiving on the headline. Denver Post article reads, the Denver restaurant shutdown was set to end May 11th. Like you've seen me do the countdown every day. Day 36 out of 57, 21 days to go. Scrap that. 21 days ago, scrap that. Because now it is May 11th will likely be extended, says the mayor. Right?
Yeah.
Probably going to get that with the stay-at-home orders. I mean, at some point, the levee has to break.
And people have to go back to living. Yeah.
Go back to work, and I say it halfway jokingly, but the vacation has to end at some point in time. You got to get back to work.
Yeah.
But that's not good when I'm one of those people, doctor, that ramps up to a certain time. I know I'm going on vacation on this time and I look forward. So things to look forward. What do you do when you just get that Snoopy moment or when Charlie Brown gets the football yanked out from underneath him?
Yeah, I worried that was going to happen, and I probably should have warned you about that because
Thank you.
The countdown, and in my head, I thought he shouldn't do that countdown, and then I squirreled off on other things, and I forgot to tell you shouldn't do that countdown for that very reason. Because then again, it feels like
deflating
all over again. You felt like you were moving towards that, and now that got taken away from you. So it's hard. I would say kind of refocus that energy on the day-to-day. What can you do? What can you control today? You guys were just talking about that before I came on. What can you control today? What can you do just in that day? And when they open those big, beautiful doors again and you can go back to life as somewhat normal, then you'll do that. But I think right now those countdowns are really tough because people get attached to that and we don't know how realistic those timelines really are.
Yeah, are regimented people, I mean, kind of like me. Well, and so I'm the type of guy who I come home and I put my keys in the same place. I take my shoes off in that. I need everything in its order, and it keeps Brian shaking his head yes as well. Do we need to change that thought process up because that's what life's given us right now?
Yes, because people who are that regimented, you've got to keep in mind, then you think I'm only okay as long as I keep my routine. And you've got to get to a place where you think you are confident you're okay even if your routine is gone. Instead of I maintain some sense of balance because I have a routine. You can like your routine, but you're probably much more resilient than you're giving yourself credit for, that even if you moved your shoes or your keys, you would still be okay. No, okay.
Brian's like, no, probably not. We would never find them, doctor. That's the
thing in my life is if you could see the clutter that I am working in right now, you would be amazed that I can function at all.
The controlled chaos, I guess that would be, and my test is always, and I don't know what, it's not like this is ever going to happen, but I always go to myself in my own head, what would happen if I had to go to jail? And I don't know why, but that's just the extreme for me. Like that would just, I need my bedroom with my nightlight and things like so to go into an environment. And I think that's the environment that a lot of people feel in right now is just this kind of spinning out of control. That's a tough one to try and adjust.
Greg, can I ask the doctor a question about spinning out of control? Doctor, what's your take about these protests that were happening yesterday? Because that to me is out of control and irresponsible. I could have some very choice words around an opinion.
You can scoot up if you want
about this. What is your take, and what do we validate these people? What do we do with these people?
Yeah, I would say I have a really hard time with that too. I think that again, it's the people who say I want to control my life. Nobody else gets to control anything about me, and that is a lot of, in my opinion, lack of education on what's going on right now. So yeah, no, I am firmly against the protesting. Not that you don't have a right to be frustrated, but you're putting other people at risk when you do that. And when you go out there and you ask responders to come and organize that, I think that's really dangerous.
I want control over my body are those same people that are saying it's all right for the government to tell me what my thoughts about
it is, and then those are the same people who, if they get COVID, are going to call 911 and say, now come take care of me because I can't take care of myself.
So, boom.
Are fully not going to ask anyone to have anything to do with you. Don't be out there, doing a protest. So,
all right, let's talk about some wins, y'all. Here's some wins. Boy, I needed yesterday.
Okay.
And, it's kind of just that lament of what was and who. I firmly believe that people still don't know the impact of what small businesses are going to look like until we actually get to go back out on the streets and see who's there.
Yeah.
And that's probably something I should not fester in because it's out of my control.
You're grieving. I think that's something important for you to recognize is you were so passionate on Saturday. And I think you were expressing a lot of frustration and anger, but I think you're also expressing a lot of grief. And I think that's okay. You're grieving what you feel like you're going to lose.
That we're all going to lose collectively. But again, the wins. So you focus on the wins, right, Doctor? One great win was, so Elin Parker from Sangra's Best reached out to me on a personal base. And she couldn't have been more thankful, right? And to me, it's just like, hey, no problem. Don't even mention it. But to her, it was life-changing. And just the movement of the Modern Eater and what we're able to do, that's humbling. That's sincerely humbling. But you being a part of that movement and helping out, and I know hashtag local AF is something that I really want to explore. I think it's just so cool, and it just personifies exactly what we're talking about. But local AF had a win, had a victory, and you're part of it. You're part of it, and I thank you so much for that.
Well, I love that you're doing that and that you're so passionate about it. It's exciting for me. My husband and I talk about it all the time now that we're really inspired by having met you guys, and we love to know that that's a whole new area that we can explore in our life and a way to give back to our community. And we're really excited about that. So local AF, make the t-shirt.
It's done.
It should be on a hat or a t-shirt or something.
Yeah. And you'll wear it. I know you will.
I would wear it.
Yeah, it's an obligation to me. It's like if somebody has a product or a service that's here locally, it's up to you to determine whether it's a good product or service. But if it is and it's comparable to something that you can source outside of your community, it's your obligation in my mind. It's your obligation to take them up on that business or service and see what you can do to support local. That's it for me.
Totally agree. And I think the fact that you guys are getting that education out there and helping people to figure out how can they support that and what are the best places and who's doing it right and who are the really good-hearted souls who are in this business, you're providing a lot of education on that. And that's really exciting.
Oh, anybody? You got the doctor here. This time isn't cheap. We're paying good money for this.
Well, I'll tell you, talking about this stuff and talking about with your guests before, you know what's going to make me really happy right now? I'm online, and in 42 minutes, it says there will be a dozen wings waiting for me at Crushed Pizza and Tap.
Wow. That's a win.
So that is a win. If anyone wants to, Meet me in front. I will be sitting in front of crushed pizza in approximately 48 minutes, chowing down in the front seat of my Tahoe like it's nobody's business.
Yes. And I will be getting my burger soon from Sangre's Best, and I'm going to send you guys pictures of us grilling.
Aren't you excited for that? So yeah, Mike, just give you an update. Sangre's Best is a where just outside the San de Cristos, right, Brian? To the east.
Yes. Well, actually, it's now. Remember, we were back in that little.
It's near West Cliff, though, right?
Right,
yeah, West Cliff, Colorado.
Yep.
And this gal we visited on our road. We go on a road trip every year to go meet people, source products, support agriculture. And met Elin Parker. She's a great gal. And she got a hold of us, I don't know, about a month back talking about, I'm all food service. It's going to be difficult for us. We took the call to action and got it out there. Anyway, rallies the troops. Here she is, Dr. Sara Metz. She got some fire departments and confirmed they did it. Hallelujah, they did it. So that's what's going to happen when they get their delivery. Hopefully, did you talk to any of these firemen to see if we can peek inside of the fire station?
I haven't asked yet, but I know a couple of them who will be getting their boxes soon, and they'll totally be up for that. So,
and they love cooking, don't they?
Oh, they love cooking. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a part of it. All right, it's that time of day. Why not? Yeah, staying inside, right? We can do this. It's a Monday, but it feels like a Friday. Even better, right? Even though they said it's going to be a little while. You got to wait a little while. Sit on the bench. Dining rooms open again. You know they will. How will it be? Just be patient. We got to be patient, but we got to thank people. Got to thank Dr. Sara Metz and Coach Ford Counseling. She does such a great job every single day keeping us sane. Brian Freeman, what's up, brother? We love you, man. Stay inside. Keep that Petri dish small, as Rebecca Berry would say. Make sure it's a small Petri dish. Mike Brenner, Zeps Epiq sandwiches. Thank you, dude. This is amazing. Order yours tonight for yourself. Levers Locavore and Chris Franklin, another great community leader, putting all that good stuff inside of Levers Locavore, man. Heads up to you. You're a cool dude. 2 p.m. we had her on. If you missed this interview, Dana Rodriguez, the chef, working class and super mega BN. If you need inspiration, rewind this podcast and you'll get that inspiration. Jay Parker, yo, hot stuff, baby.
Yeah. Keep it going.
Doing a good job. All of us involved. It is a family situation. We love everybody. Tomorrow, 2 to 4 p.m., the Modern Eater Show will continue. And
ciao.
That's it. See you tomorrow. We love you, Doctor. Yeah. Bye. There she is. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
All right. Tomorrow, we'll see you back here. Tomorrow, 2 p.m., the Modern Eater Show.